welcome back to the channel. We have officially reached the halfway point of VPL Season 1, and before we move into the second round, I want to go over everything that happened during the redraft, what the updated schedule looks like, and what will change with the videos going forward. First of all, thank you all for the support so far. I really appreciate it. The league has been a lot of fun and the competition is still completely open. Nothing is decided, no one is eliminated, and in theory, every single trainer still has the path to the top. And I think that's what makes this so exciting. Let's start with the redraft. Every player had the opportunity to change their team, whether by swapping a single Pokemon or rebuilding completely. Some took that opportunity and some didn't, and both decisions tell us something. So let's take a look at what changed and maybe just as importantly what didn't. Starting with the two trainers who decided to not change anything at all, Takako and Shirahiko. Both are going into round 2 with their original teams. Whether that's because they're confident in their rosters or because they prefer perfecting what they already have instead of shaking things up, we'll see, but there's a real value in team familiarity. Those two already know how their Pokemon work, what to expect, and how to prepare their Pokemon. So while everyone else is learning their new rosters, these two get to continue refining what they already built. Let's move into trainers who did make changes, starting with I made the boldest move of the entire redraft, I think. Despite having a team that already had synergy built around Sun, she scrapped it completely and drafted an entirely new roster. She now has a flexible, utility-heavy team without a strict identity, more like a toolbox she can tailor matchup by matchup. Cyclosa will often be predictable for Shattail support, but it's still dangerous. Its speed, pivoting and utility make it a consistent enabler for setup sweepers. Jirachi adds raw compression. It has hazards, healing wish support or offensive coverage. Glimmora strengthens her hazard game, Mamoswine brings powerful priority and wall breaking, and Quaquaval gives setup or utility depending on the situation. Shaman is a great addition, both competitively and thematically, giving her special bulk, disruption, recovery, and offensive pressure. I also recall that Shaman is one of her favorite Pokemon, so I'm very glad to see that she was able to pick it in draft and play with it. Florges, Decidueye, Mabastiff, and Charizard round out the roster with Cleric support, hazard control, pivoting, and matchup-based win conditions. This roster may not look as synergetic as her previous one, but it gives her something else: adaptability. I now has the freedom to reinvent her strategy going into round 2. Digiko made just one change. Small but very meaningful. She swapped Mach for Masquerain and changed her Terra Captain to Gastrodon with Terra Steel and Terra Fire. Masquerain gives her Intimidate and Sticky Web, something her roster previously lacked, and both are extremely valuable for enabling her setup sweepers. Gastrodon benefits greatly from the Terra switch. With Terra Steel it becomes immune to Toxic and gains strong defensive matchups, while Terra Fire gives it fire coverage and actually becomes immune to water thanks to Storm Drain. It's not a very flashy overhaul, but it strengthens what her team was already built to do. Karden replaced Halucha, Smeargle and Frostlass with Iron Treads, Talonflame and Bronzong, a big shift in her utility and defensive structure. She now has an even stronger Steel Core, improving her hazard game, pivoting and team durability, although it also increases her ground weakness. With multiple flying types and levitate users, she's clearly aware of that and prepared to compensate. Talonflame is a standout addition here, not only as an offensive pivot and source of speed control, but also as a proactive drafting move. She picked a strong answer to her own Volcarona, keeping that check in her hands instead of someone else's. She did lose her Lucha, her fighting type, a valuable offensive type in this league I think, and it will be very interesting to see how that affects her playstyle. Her Terra user changed from Banette to Milotic with Terra Grass. It's an unusual choice but potentially matchup specific. We'll see how and when she uses it. Mirabel made 4 structural changes, swapping out Mienshao, Piloswine, Ursaring and Spidops for Araquanid, Mismagius, Regirock and Cryogonal. She keeps Sticky Web through Araquanid, but now with much more offensive presence and better bulk on both sides. Miss Magius fills a major gap in our roster, a ghost type with spin blocking, setup potential and great Terra options. It can become extremely difficult to break with Terra Electric or Terra Fairy. Regirock introduces strong physical defense and stealth rock reliability, while Cryogonal improves hazard removal, special bulk and has freeze dry, which is huge for water type matchups and very strong in this metagame. Overall, Mirabel's roster is now more balanced, more defensive and much better at managing momentum without losing offensive identity. Nagi made major structural changes, shifting away from her original balance-oriented team and fully committing to Aurora Veil Snow offense. She dropped Ogerpon Wellspring, Cerulege, Brute Bonnet, Colossal and Revavroom and replaced them with Baxcalibur, Alolan Ninetales, Cloyster, Gala Articuno and Oricorio Sensiform. Alolan Ninetales set Snow and Aurora Veil, giving her setup sweepers protection right from turn 1. Baxcalibur is an incredible powerful physical breaker, and under Veil and Snow it becomes even harder to stop. Cloyster brings Shell Smash, strong multi-hit physical attacks, and spikes or toxic spikes as a secondary role. Oricorio Sensu is a very interesting pick. Likely an answer to Quiver Dance users like Volcarona, and it brings defog, pivoting and disruption. Galarian Articuno adds calm mind potential, strong special bulk and defensive presence. Nagi didn't just improve her roster, she shifted her entire identity. Her team is now explosive, aggressive and built to snowball, pun intended, under Aurora Veil. At last we have Riona. Riona rebuilt everything from scratch and completely changed her identity as a player. She moved away from dual weather experimentation and drafted what might be the best control-based roster in the league. Her new team is Annihilate, Cinderace, Scizor, Primarina, Ogerpon Teal Mask, Overquill, Kilowattrel, Screamtail, Avalok, Redraft and Dugtrio, with Avalok being her Terra user with Fighting and Fairy. She gained hazard control, pivoting, priority, wish support, trick room denial, encore, intimidate support, and multiple late game sweepers. Annihilate, Primarina and Farigiraf are all capable of winning games individually, but what stands out is how well this team supports each of them. This roster now has clear identity, clear direction and strong matchup flexibility. I hope it fits her playstyle much better, and it will be very exciting to see how she pilots it. So some teams completely reinvented themselves, some made small but meaningful adjustments and a couple stayed exactly the same. I think the redraft didn't just reshuffle rosters, it reshaped how each player approaches round 2. That means everything is open again. Before we officially begin round 2, I still have a few matches from week 7 that were recorded before the break. Those will be uploaded in the original format with one fully commented in-depth video per match. But after that, starting with the second round, the video format will shift. Instead of creating 4 separate match videos every week, I will move to a weekly recap format. That means one video per week that briefly covers all matches, while one match per week that still gets a full detailed analysis in these videos. This way, every match still gets spotlight and context, and I can continue highlighting the most interesting battle of the week in depth. The main reason for this change is workload. Preparing, scripting, editing and uploading 4 full analysis videos every single week while also managing the league and keeping everything running smoothly is simply not sustainable in the long run, as I'm not a full-time content creator. The new format keeps the quality, the kind of storytelling we have going on, and makes it realistically manageable without sacrificing attention to the league itself. The weekly recaps will be lightly scripted, which makes them smoother to record and faster to edit, and it gives me more room to focus on the season as a whole. Now let's talk about the updated match timeline. Because we are entering the holiday season and some players may be unavailable, we agreed to include a short holiday break. So here's the updated schedule. After week 5 we have a short holiday break and we start week 6 on January 5th. This keeps everything organized and prevents matches from landing directly in Christmas week. I also want to officially announce the prize for the second place. The runner-up of VPL Season 1 will receive a fully custom artwork created by Onion Jam. Their work is fantastic and I'm very grateful they agreed to support the league with such a special contribution. I'll show some examples of the portfolio on screen, and you can find all their socials in the video description. So please make sure to check them out and support their work. That covers everything for the mid-season update. The remaining videos for week 7 will be uploaded this week, and then we're officially moving into round 2 with the new weekly recap format. And just to say it again, because it's very important, nothing is decided. No one is eliminated, and in theory everyone still has a path to the top. Round 2 will be where all the experience everyone has gained really starts to show, and where we'll see how well each trainer has learned from their first round matchups. Thank you guys so much for watching, thank you for supporting the league, and I can't wait to see how the second half unfolds.